Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So today we're covering cards which have been shown within Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens in episode 29. And these are all actually plant types. The first card is Flowerfang Warrior. It's a level 3 Earth attribute plant type normal monster with 800 attack and 1300 defense. This card's name might be a reference to the purple Marshlox plant, also Kagero. Sounds like heat haze. Heat so strong it distorts the ability to see things in the air properly, or something ephemeral. It also mentions as well that Rans uses a group of monsters called Kage, which is probably meant to sound like a clan name, which literally means flower fang, but also sounds like the Japanese word for shadow, and is used with the rest of their names to create puns. You might be familiar with this already if you've watched things like Naruto. You've got the various Kages. The next card is Flowerfang Warrior Rindo. It's a level 4 Earth attribute plant type normal monster with 1300 attack and 1400 defense. Rindo apparently means bellflower. Kagemusha here refers to basically the Japanese term for body doubles of rulers and leaders. The next card is Flowerfang Oniyuri. It's a level 2 Earth attribute plant type effect monster with 500 attack and defense. The requirement is you can activate if you control a face-up normal monster. It must be a plant type. And the effect, both players send the top card of their deck to the graveyard. I don't necessarily understand what the point of that effect is unless these cards help to supplement each other by reviving themselves, or maybe potentially mutual destruction through destroying each other's decks. Maybe that's why it's here. This might be referencing Kage Fumioni, which are basically an old game in Japan played using late night shadows. Yuri means lily. Flowerfang Konowichi Itranza is a level 7 Earth attribute plant type effect monster with 2300 attack and 1000 defense. The requirement is you can activate by sending one monster, it must be a plant type, from your hand to the graveyard. The effect is to choose one Flowerfang Konowichi Itranza in your graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field face up. A monster special summoned by this effect is placed on the bottom of the deck when the turn ends. During this turn, this card cannot attack directly. Okay, for a boss monster, this is very lackluster. Yes, it only requires you to send a plant monster from your hand to the graveyard to revive a copy of itself, but it can only be used for that turn before it gets sent to the bottom of your deck, and unless you're being able to, shuffle your deck, you're not getting to another copy of it very easily. It also punishes you for using this effect by preventing this card from attacking directly. So the smartest way to use this is to attack with this to clear one of your opponent's monsters. If they then don't have any other monsters, you can always use your other Itranza to attack directly. That way you can get some value from the effect. But generally speaking, it's an awful effect for what is a boss monster. It's just tragic. The next card is Flowerfang Spores. This is a normal spell card. The requirement is you can activate by sending the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and the effect is to choose one normal monster in your graveyard. It must be a level 4 or lower plant type monster, and special summon it face up to your side of the field. The monster special summoned by this effect is placed on the bottom of the deck when the turn ends. So you can actually use this effect if hopefully you send the top card from your deck to the graveyard is a normal monster, then you can special summon it. You can also use it as a tribute, which I would advise is the best way to use from this effect, as otherwise you're just losing that monster at the end of the turn anyway. So you can always bring out your Itranza through that effect. That's decent. The next card is Flowerfang Shadow Strike. It's a normal trap card, and the requirement is when a monster your opponent controls declares an attack on a face-up monster, must be a plant type, you control, you can activate by returning 2 monsters which are plant type from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck in any order you choose. The effect is all attack position monsters your opponent controls are changed to face-up defense position. This reminds me, like, if anyone is aware of a card known as Earthquake, that's a spell card which basically does the same thing. This is better because it is able to, as a trap card, activate when you need it to, but when your opponent makes the attack declaration. But it can only be used in plant type decks, and it does require you to turn two of your plants back to the bottom of the deck, so you're not going to access them that clearly or that quickly. It does say that here the kanji near, as they can tell, relates to the stepping on shadows as a game that's mentioned, or to a term for assassination. The next card is Bull Breaker. It's a level 4 Earth Machine normal monster with 1200 attack and 800 defense. And the final card is Heavy Mequestrian Tactics. It's a normal spell card. The requirement is you can activate by sending one face-up normal monster. Must be an Earth attribute machine type. And the effect is to choose one effect monster. Must also be an Earth attribute machine type in your graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field face up. During this turn, monsters you control cannot attack except the monster special summoned by this effect. Okay, so what this does is it helps to revive something that might be a little bit more powerful. It doesn't have any level restrictions to it, but it has to be an effect monster that you revive. And it's the only thing that can attack. Essentially, you are trading a normal monster for an effect monster, so that's always going to be a plus, especially if you can rely on that monster. And already his boss monster is decent enough to be able to do something. Of course, Bullbreaker is the monster that you see above, which is the normal monster, which he would have used with this effect. It says here that the kanji is heavy cavalry, but it sounds like heavy machinery.